There is that now disease which is more affecting these people. They are the Kuroilers or the birds. But most of the reason is because of the space. You hear the bird when caw, 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 that kind of cough flu. Yeah.
So caused by congestion?
Yeah, it's caused by the dust, then no aeration. That's when they get that. Although there is that flu which moves in air, it sometimes comes and affects the whole area or place when you've not vaccinated your birds, kind of that, or you don't wake up super early and start treating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after. Hey guys, what's going on? We're in Ginger City. This is my man, Ortega Noah.
Yes,
Mr. Fantastic.
I'm not fantastic, I'm a farmer, and someone was naming me Mr. Kuroiler.
Mr. Kuroiler?
Yeah, so I hope maybe Mr. Kuroiler works for me better.
What processes do you go through, and how much money do you need? Of course, in the last episode, you saw what we talked about at the farm, but now I just want us to be very clear.
Yes.
Tell me, a young person out there who is now watching this and they really want to start this poultry business, what advice do you have for them?
First of all, everything starts with small. Big dreams comes from small dreams.
Yeah.
If you believe in that, then you'll have to get a lot. So poultry is something very simple that even one hen can make for your farm. So that belief of someone thinking that he should think of getting 100 birds, 50 birds to start up something, then that's not true. It's a lie. You can start with one bird. Then from one bird, you go on and get a farm.
Does one bird now make you a farmer, really?
I said you create what you want to be, not to go from there and jump.
Like you start on a dream, it starts as a dream, but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, don't just wake up one day and decide I want to be a farmer. No, create it to be a farmer. That's what I mean. So you start with one bird. Or if I'm going very low, okay, you can start with 5 birds. You say I have 4 hens and 1 cock.
One cock.
Yes, because the ratio is the biggest, or the biggest ratio we should give is 1 cock, 6 hens.
Hey.
Yeah, so imagine if you have 6 hens and every day you're getting 5 eggs, we give a ratio of 5. Yeah, because an egg takes 24 hours to process, to make it to become an egg, like to be an egg to bring a chick. So in there. So if you have 5 or 6 hens, it means you're making 5 eggs a day.
Yes.
So imagine 5 eggs times 365.
Okay, it sounds like a lot of eggs.
So you see, so where are you? It means you're already a farmer in a year. So, but you started with a few or 2 to 4 or 2. Let's be 5.
Why do you think people fear? Because when you talk about poultry farming especially, people think you have to save up a lot of money to start. Why do you think people are so scared to start? Why do you think it has become, they would watch videos and feel like they should start, but something still holds them and they never start?
Truly is. Poultry is expensive when you become a farmer.
That's the bit I want to talk about.
Yeah, it will, because you have to buy feeds, you have to take care of the birds, you will need room because you will not leave them, you will need land. So, but the thing is, what you insert in your mind as you want to become a farmer will create for you, or you will make you to start or not to think that it's very expensive or not. What I mean is, if you have the other big thing that you are going to be from nowhere to become a farmer, like I'm a farmer, then that's not.
It will happen in a dream.
You will be the way you've said it. You will think it is expensive. You will say it's hard to start. But all is, think of starting it small.
Small. Let's talk to serious people who want to start.
Yeah. So if you want to start,
and let's use a template of say 500 birds.
You're right.
Because now, if you're doing poultry farming for business, commercial, you want to make money, you cannot start with less than 500 birds.
Right. But you can start with that when you're learning.
for you to learn.
Yeah.
But now let's just say now we've reached that level of now we want to make money out of this poultry farm.
Very good.
How much do I need? What do I need first to do? Anyway, before even I get the 500 small birds of 1 day or 1 month, how much do I need?
Like in money,
In money.
we can estimate. The reason why we can estimate is poultry is not a business you say I'll have like, I would say like 50 million. And I know after buying food and making my structure, then the birds will move. You know, we are dealing with life.
True.
Life means anything can happen. The way I've brought you here, you may have come with diseases.
Yeah.
And before, if I'm not careful, I may realize that when I've started losing birds.
Yeah.
So meaning I'll have that more cost of what I'd not planned for.
That's true.
So when you're right for going, when you're right to go for a business, you should. The good thing is good that how much capital do I need? You really need capital which will be enough for you to feed the birds, capital for a structure and for emergency.
Okay, let's start with a structure. Because I think the first thing you do
Is structure.
is a structure.
Yes.
How should a structure look like?
But the first thing you do is not a structure. The first thing you do is which kind of breed you want to put in that structure.
You have to first do research.
You have to first do research. Because for me, I said, they call me now Mr. Crater. The reason is because I knew to what I have and what I can, I would have, I'm supposed to keep Crater birds. My targets.
For you wanted Kuroilers.
Yes, my target is I want Crater birds.
Yes.
Because of my targets and because I knew, I understood myself and see the parameters I have around me.
Yes.
That Craters would work for me.
Yes.
So you have to identify which type of bird do you want to keep. Do you want to keep Craters? Do you want to keep layers? Do you want to keep broilers? Do you want to keep, they are now a new trend is called sunsets.
Sunsets?
Yes,
What are those?
sunsets. They are white, black, they are hens.
They're in the mix.
They are called,
It's a mixture
yes.
of black and white.
Yes, we have sasso, we have local birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have enkokos that we call local birds.
Ngokwe Nancy.
Yeah. So after I realized that, because what I want to tell you as we are going to the structure thing is the structure where you put a crater or a layer bird is not the structure where you put broilers. I'll give an I'll give an example. If you're keeping 500 broilers, you can put them in a room of 10 to 9.
10 to 9.
10 to 9. 10 to 9 with 10 then length to 9.
Yeah. So the structure, the aeration is very important to keep away the smell. That's I think that's very important.
As is, as I told you, we deal with life, and oxygen is needed.
Yeah.
So they need oxygen. Also, that bad smell. When aeration takes place, it means they take bad and good. Yeah. So it's always good for them. There is that now disease which is more affecting these people. They are the crawlers or the birds. But most of the reason is because of the space. You hear the bird when caw, 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 that kind of cough flu. Yeah. So
Caused by congestion?
yeah, it's caused by the dust. Then no aeration. That's when they get that. Although there is that flu which moves in air, it sometimes comes and affects the whole area or place when you've not vaccinated your birds, kind of that, or you don't wake up super early and start treating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after the structure is done, we're looking at a template of 500 birds, 500 broilers.
Yes.
That's what you're good at. 500, let's say you already have your structure, which might cost you like, how much you think, in the range of 5 million?
It determines the kind of a structure you want to use. You may decide to want to use bricks. The material you want to use determines.
You might want to use just iron sheets.
You want to use iron sheets. Yeah, you'd want to use the other timber thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it determines. But what you have to consider is the aeration.
Yeah.
When you're making gas. Yeah, then the space. Yeah.
And the flow? What should the flow look like?
We always use ash down on the floor because yes, ashes.
Husks, like coffee,
Husks,
like
yes.
coffee husks.
Yes. You can use coffee, Some of our people use this timber thing.
So you can use the wood shavings.
Yeah, the other ones use the rice things.
The rice.
Yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
the other ones are very good, the coffee thing, because they are used in the garden as manure.
Yes.
Yeah, so every time you'll be changing, you have to take them in the garden, and you'll get some bananas and some pineapples.
The floor must be cemented first.
So the floor always needs to be at least like this.
Oh, like concrete.
Yeah,
It has to
concrete.
have some concrete on it.
Yeah, you can do
Not
it.
real soil.
Not real
So
soil.
what happens if you just leave soil and
That's-
you don't concretize?
That affects our birds.
That's
Yeah,
why they get coccidiosis.
they get coccidiosis because when the feeds are not there, they'll go in there. Also, that mostly coccidiosis comes when these birds eat their own what?
Poop.
Yeah. So that's when coccidiosis will come. But it all comes when it's down, because they will have no food, then will go down, and from there they will pick that and take. So from there they will get coccidiosis. But it's always good when you put it like that, because here, when you're removing the bunch and you're going to bring another bunch, it's easier to scrub.
And you remove everything.
Yeah, you remove these things,
And then
you
you
take
spray.
in the garden.
You spray.
You always have to use disinfectant.
You have to first disinfect.
You always have to use a disinfectant here at your farm.
Very important.
If not, you always have to have shoes or gumboots or something for your farm. So that was a paramount thing to keep away
So you
diseases.
should not be wearing those things outside.
No, they should be
They should
just
stay at the farm.
only at the farm.
Yeah.
So when you're coming to your farm, you put your vehicle there. You will always have to have a disinfectant. You always have to have disinfectant at your farm, because it helps you to disinfect these people who are coming. Most of the poultry birds also are transported by people, or people can move with them from different farms, from different places. So it's always have to have that on your farm. It helps you to prevent some diseases.
Okay.
As you know, prevention is better than cure. So you can prevent some diseases by disinfectant of 10,000 or 20,000 than going to treat your birds with drugs of around mitwalo kumi.
I mean, 1 million even.
Yes, even also 1 million, because if you have a bunch of yeah.
Okay, let's just run through this real quick, because you haven't still answered my question.
Yeah.
I said I want to start with 500 birds.
You want to start with 500.
How much money do I need?
How much money do you need?
Yes.
One. The reason why I'm even trying not to give you the total amount of the money, because I want to tell you what the kind of challenges which you will have to face when you're starting this farm. So knowing this will help you to know how much money, because now if I'm to sell to you 500 Kuroiler birds, because you're asking now for capital, let us make a simple workout.
You do a real simple calculation.
Yes, 500 Kuroiler birds.
500 Kuroiler birds.
1 day.
Yes.
That's 2,500.
One day old.
1 day old.
Okay.
And that's why, so you're getting 1.25.
That's 1.25.
Yes. So from there, you just keep yourself with, because now we have different feeds we give to these birds. We have what they call starter. That one starts with 1 day breeders or Kuroilers, up to 3 weeks or 1 month. It determines to how your pocket moves. So if you want it for 1 month, that will be sound good. And then the other thing around is, what's the target? Why are you rearing these birds?
Yeah.
Do you want to sell them for after 4 months? Because Kuroilers run for 4 months to 3 months, and you sell them off. Or you want to keep them for eggs production, that you will keep them for 4 months and then they start laying eggs. That's what I'm trying to skip away your capital thing.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's just say for meat.
So
you want to sell for meat.
So if you want to sell it for meat, like now Easter, you're targeting.
Yeah.
They have.
Easter is coming.
Yeah, you have to keep them for 4 months, mostly 4 months, and you sell them at around 25,000 and 30,000. All that kind of price times the. So you have to have 1.5, 1.2.
That's to buy day-old chicks.
Yes, 1.25 to have a 500. Then from there you have to book, or you have to buy concentrates. You have to buy pellets.
Pellets.
Yes, it's called pellets. That's breeder starter pellets. We use the breeder starter pellets because we are running for the 3 months. 3 months. And this one helps them to build their body like breeders. And so you'll have to buy it like around 500 kilograms. Meaning those ones now determines. That's why I'm trying to skip, because it determines at what time will you go to the market.
It really depends.
We had challenges where your feeds were very high.
Yeah.
And you go when the feeds are very low.
Yeah.
So
feeds also keep fluctuating.
Yes, they are. That's a big challenge. That's why last year people were running away from farming. Because of it.
Feeds were so high.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you get that, you know that will move you for 1 month. And imagine now each kilo of pellets is now sold at 5. Okay, let me just go to the cheaper price, and I'll give you a cheaper price, and I will not say the company because they have not paid.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have
no, it's okay. You can tell. You can say them.
I can. So we have a cheaper. There's kind of a cheaper and good feed from Kuku. Cook chicks. They have their feeds.
Yeah.
Or beans. Their price of 25 bag is around
170,000.
Yes. But then when you go to the Kafika, you will say, because that one each kilo is
Kafika feeds is expensive now.
Yeah, Kafika feeds is the most expensive feeds.
How about cowardice?
That's the same. We use Kafika here,
yeah?
Yeah, we use Kafika here.
Okay.
But see, it's called Cowardice. The company is Cowardice. Yeah, but for us we use Kafika. But we also
4-5, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, 4-5. And if you're getting it 4-5 and time was 25, that means mitwalo 10 na gumu. Mitwalo 10 na gumu mu 10 mu 25. So you see, that's how Kafika feeds are 25. But remember,
it's per day.
Not per day.
A chicken eats how many?
Now those goes in a gram. You know, a chick starts, even a day will take like 2 plates, but it goes in grams.
As it grows, the grams keep increasing.
The grams keep increasing. That needs a simple good math. We'll sit over and talk, and that could be a big topic of talking about the feeds of our cocks.
It's very important. Very, very important.
So we should leave that for the next. We should we'll get a time and we'll come and talk about feeding.
You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I think we're going to keep coming to your farm, learning more, teaching more people out there. Because I've realized you cannot put everything in one video, and you think you'll deliver so well. You know, I want to see your hatchery. You said you have a hatchery here.
Yeah, I have a hatchery.
I want you to show me around the hatchery and how it works real fast, and we'll see what next.
Okay.
So it's very important that we know what a hatchery is and how it really works.
You're right.
Because now, if you're buying 1-day-old chicks, where do they come from? How do you make this egg into a chick? How do you do it?
So first of all, you reminded me of something. Someone was asking me, and always when I go for seminars and having some more lessons or teachings with different people over this kind of a poultry bird, I always have a question I give. First, what do you think the egg and the hen came first?
The hen, definitely.
Are you serious?
Yes. The hen came first. You know why? The hen came first because when God was creating, He never created eggs. He created chicken.
I sure you.
Yes.
Maybe he created an egg and left it there because you know God is a miracle worker, and he knew seriously that the chick will come out from the
You're
egg.
saying God put this into a hen?
No, what I mean is God just created an egg, and the egg hatched into a chick.
And it hatched itself.
Yes.
And fertilized. How did God fertilize the egg?
How did God fertilize Adam to bring Eve?
They picked Eva from here, then gave to Adam, and then Adam fertilized.
No. God is a miracle worker. He can even put a chick in here, although it's not fertilized. That's God's magic.
You know you're not going to win this argument.
That's what I say. That's the question I start with.
Exactly.
So always, these are the portable trays we bring.
Yeah.
I know as time comes, we will know how the hen all comes to lay eggs.
Yeah.
But now we are talking about the hatchery thing. These are our eggs. I transport the eggs up to here. Why we don't put most people don't put farms near hatchery. And for my hatchery is a commercial. it helps me and also help other people.
Even other people can hatch from your hatchery?
Yes, other people can hatch from my hatchery because I have incubators.
Okay.
Yeah. So they come, or you come with the eggs like this, or I come with the eggs like this. I use these because these are good in transporting eggs. So when you bring your eggs, you have to label them. It's very careful. You can label them very careful. Yeah, like what's your name? That's you decide to use C. Yes, and that's your label. Then beside that, we have to write a date here on the egg. Like today is, we can put in a date. Yes, write a date, then a month, then a year. Reason why we keep on, like every Thursday or Friday, we put in eggs. Like for me, every Friday, we put in eggs in the incubator. So this helps you to mark and know which type of eggs are you removing from your incubator, and which kind of eggs are they supposed to go under for hatching, like that. So that's very important. Then beside that, someone when he brings the eggs, there are protocols you to follow. You have to check the egg around. Yes, some eggs get broken, and when you put them in a machine, they can't work. Yeah. The moisture will be in, and they will not have to say they will not come into ash. However much it is fertilized, it will not ash because the settings we have for a machine will go more because already there is a crack, there is something. So you have to get clear egg after. Sometimes we clean them a bit. Because there are some farmers who bring eggs like these. We try to clean them. We have some. There is now people who know there is those but steel wire. Those things, they are kind of hard, so we clean them a bit, not so hard. So after that, you put them on here. These are the trays we use in our incubator. We don't put here. So after bringing your egg, we put them here, and we keep these eggs for a couple of 2 to 3 hours. Why? Because we don't know how you've traveled. You may be checking this. So when you reach here, we put them there so that the yolk can settle. For those 2 hours to 4 hours. So if after settling, that's when we put them to the incubator. But after labeling this, we have what we call record keeping in our book. Yes. We use marker. We always have to write the label. Like let me try here. Like here. You see, and this book is good. The date, then the particular person. We put the label. Have you paid? If not, credit, then balance. So we keep here and we register. As I told you, it's a commercial. So I do mine and write. Although I will not pay for hatchery. But then even for other person who come, I will have to register so that I get to know how the eggs are flowing. This helps you to keep your clients updated. You know how many eggs they brought, and how many eggs they are going to, how many chicks came out. And that will help them to their farms to improve, to know I took how many trays and how many chicks did I get. What was the challenge?
Some farmers bring so many eggs and go back with few chickens.
Yes.
Because of what they did at the farm.
From the farm. Sometimes the cock, you may have the cock, as you will see, you may have the cocks when they are not fertilized, when they cannot function well. You will have the birds when they are sick, you just bring eggs because you're not, so those kind of a thing. So probably if you come, we have a calendar here. One thing I'd miss to tell you is an egg takes 21 days to hatch into a chick.
Yes.
So if you bring your eggs, you have to wait for
21 days.
But for us here as hatchery, we have a separate thing. We know at 18 days, we have to make candling.
What is candling?
Candling is when we select fertilized eggs from unfertilized eggs.
How do you tell?
It's a process of candling.
It's a process.
You just have to put this to put on a candler.
So it lights them up?
Yes, it lights them up, and that one which is not fertilized, it will be light.
You can see.
You will see. You will see through it. And that one which is fertilized, you will see that something is being formed in. And some farmers, I have a WhatsApp group it's the process I'm going through. And today I have a lesson there. So there are lessons I'm going to take place. I'm going to go through them. So some farmers at your farm, you can have a candler. Before you bring your eggs to the hatchery, you already know, because you can know the egg if it is fertilized for 1 day. If the egg is already for 1 to 3 days, you can show the other. You can tell that now this egg. So before you bring the eggs, because here the hatchery will allow eggs from 1 day up to 6 days. So the 7th day is when we put them in a machine. So if those eggs exceed 7 days, you don't need to bring them to the hatchery. Yes.
They will not hatch.
Yes, I know people will ask, what about a hen which lays 12 or 20 eggs, then it hatches? It sits on them after 20 eggs. The point is, there is a difference between God-made things and man-made things. Yes. The other one, this one we are using an incubator, is for man-made, and the other one is God. There is the other natural mother thing. The hen gives to the egg every time it goes to lay. And remember, these ones, you pick the eggs every day and you put them there. And what I should even tell you, that when you're keeping these eggs, you have to keep them in an open place. Not open like outside, space like here, the way you see. You can lay your trays here. You don't need to put them in a warmer thing or something very cold. Like, they just give them free, because they need aeration to take place in there. We do machines. We can make for you these machines.
You make them?
Yes, I make them.
Yourself?
Myself, I can make these machines. So anyone who wants an incubator, you can rely with us. We make these incubators.
Wait, that's a very important thing. You said you can make an incubator yourself.
I can make an incubator by myself.
Can you give us your number now?
0754 20 90 92. Yes.
It's on the screen.
So we can make these incubators as you're seeing this. This is part of the spares. And then these are trays. We use these to hatch chicks from. There is a time of what I told you, candling. So after candling, we put the eggs here. We let them here. Why? The eggs don't need to be turned after 18 days. They don't need to be turned. So
the 18 days they be turning?
Yeah, for the 18 days they have to be turning. The turner. Then after 18 days they don't need to be turned. So we have to keep them here.
For 3 days?
For 3 days. And they will be ashing.
They hatch from here?
They ash from here. So these are also things for ashing. These are trays. As I told you, we make machines. So these are some of the spares. We have trays and everything. This is a drinker.
Yeah, those are just... this is a drinker?
That's a local drinker. You'll find it at a farm.
It's a man-made drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Different hatcheries work different. I don't know much about poultry, but we have the king himself, Mr. Kuroilers. His name is called Noah Ortega, here in Ginger City. Now, show me the real process of how hatching works.
From there, we've already come. We come with our tray.
We've come with our tray.
We put the tray in the machine. Let us use this, which is not functioning. Yeah. We put in the egg, the tray like this. So that when it goes in, done. We close.
We just close?
Yes.
That's day one.
That's day one. After some days, after some hours, we said 4 to. Mostly, minimum should be 2. Maximum should be more than that, but mostly 2 to make the yolk settle. Yes.
Of settling.
So we imagine the eggs already in the way you see here. Yeah.
This one we can't open this for now.
We can't open for now because the process is taking place in there. Yeah. So this is a computer. And this computer, we put it in the temperature here because this is our Ugandan temperature. So you see this 37.8. That's for incubating eggs.
So what's the basic temperature? Should be between what number and what number?
So now different computers come with different technology. But when you're calculating it here, these computers for us we use here, it should be 37.6.8. Yes, if they are incubating. Here what we need is to maximize. Now you see this computer. The humidity is in 70, but we are getting 46. It's because the type of a computer we have. Yeah, it processes less humidity. you set it higher, it produces less. So in here there is fan, there is heaters, and those are the only things, fans and heaters. So period, this is what we need.
So this is where the eggs stay for 18 days.
Here it's where the eggs stay for 18 days.
Okay.
So after 18 days we do candling. So from candling we come here. So I told you we put the eggs here. I don't know if I can. So we put the eggs here and we put in here like this. Then we have this. Let me give you a try of how the eggs are here. You imagine after candling you remove.
Yeah. You already know that now you remove the
yes, you've removed
unfertilized ones.
Then we put these ones here like this. You lay them in here like this. You make sure I don't put much because they will have to ash. So you know when it ashes, it needs space. So that's how we do. We set the humidity.
You set the humidity?
Yeah. Now here at the hashing, what we need most is the humidity. You know, because we need the warmth. Sorry, that's the moisture.
Yeah.
To soften
the eggs.
The shell.
The shells.
So the chick can move freely automatically. Like you see the egg when it is giving a heat, like a chick's mouth out, first out. Then from there, the eggs will start to hatch automatically by themselves.
But what happens to the eggs that refuse to hatch?
We remove them. That's basically it. Then from there we have to vaccinate.
You vaccinate on the same day?
So after the 21 days, that day we vaccinate.
That same day?
Yes, the day they come out, we vaccinate. We vaccinate what they call Malex.
Malex?
Yes, Malex first, always from there.